No, he's not black. Who the fuck showed up in my search earlier? That was a black shit dude. This guy's white as shit.
All right, now we're back to our roots. Rich white people.
Okay. Damn it. I really wanted it to be more interesting than that. There's no money in hiring people. Silly Colin. This brings us to an excellent segue to start talking about MangioneFans.com. This is not a Luigi Mangione channel. For that, you'll have to go to LuigiMangioneFans.com.
I hear there's a sex video. There's a sex tape for Luigi Mangione.
This is the Unemployable Life podcast. Welcome back. So, we do have updates, even though this is not a Mangione channel. You know what, man? I thought I was going to get a bigger laugh. I waited I thought of that at like 10 a.m. yesterday, and I was giggling to myself off and on. Like one of my coworkers, Frankie, who just goes, "What are you doing, dude?" Just like, tune in tomorrow to find out. And then I'll just like walk away, flipping my hair and, being all cute and shit. Like,
it's not work appropriate. I'll tell you later, on the show.
I thought, it's a little NSFW, yeah. Maybe I'm not as funny as I think I am. Maybe everyone around me is right and has been right for the last 35 years.
No, it's not everyone. No.
God, I mean, you can only have Taylor Swift syndrome for so long. Like, if they all leave, it's you.
After a certain point, you realize you're not Taylor Swift and you realize that you're Owl City instead, which works out in the long run, but there's definitely some bumpy roads there.
Owl City gets more hugs, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it 10,000 fireflies with one hug, or one hug and 10,000? Wait, one firefly and 10,000 hugs. I don't think that firefly would live long enough.
There's got to be a channel out there that did the math.
Purdue probably did it. Dude, my fucking dad, when I was like 3 or 4 years old, I don't know why I remember this, but he told me that there was a university that had done a study to see how many licks it took to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. And I grew up telling people this until I was probably 32. Like it was fact. And I would say Stanford. I was fucking confident. Stanford University. And this is why it was hilarious to me. I was like, can you fucking believe that Stanford University in 1976 put actual money toward figuring out that it took roughly 350 licks to get to the center of the average Tootsie Pop? That's what my dad told me. And I told it to everyone for decades.
Wasn't true, was it?
No. Fuck. It was Purdue, in fact. It was, in fact, Purdue. But it was such a ridiculous fact that I thought, until I'd actually asked him when I was like 34, like, yo, what's up with this bullshit fact you just been having me tell everyone for the last year or 100? And then I actually had to Google it. And yeah, it was Purdue.
Speaking of random shit I didn't know, apparently there was a second Luigi-esque incident.
See, senor, you told me about it a couple of days ago, and I was just like, dude, I had no idea.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I'm just going to keep coming back to this constantly in our conversations of like, remember when we did the episode and I was like, where is the information on the guy who stabbed his president or executive or whoever? The dude worked there for a week, walked out, came back, shanked the guy. We didn't hear anything about it. The news suppressed it. A month ago, there was an attempted shooting of a CEO. He was in his house. Let me see if I can find this tidbit of information, because again, the articles are bare bones, and that's the most suspicious thing in all of this. Since when has the American media machine not jumped on murder and drama? Like,
the CEO of, I've got an article here from Insurance Business Mag.
Yeah. I duplicated my face for a second. That was terrifying.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see you do that either. Just kidding. You're beautiful. You're a handsome fella,
I shaved.
no matter what
Yes.
your mom says. Did you? I can tell.
uh,
Yeah. So police in Lake Oswego, city near Portland, Oregon, reported that multiple shots were fired at the residence of Chip Terhune, president and CEO of State Accident Insurance Fund Corporation.
huh.
Early morning hours of February 21st. It was about 4 a.m. This is outside of the article now, but it was about 4 a.m. and the apparently he just thought they were like rocks hitting his house,
Jesus.
allegedly. Yeah,
Jesus.
I've never had my house shot up, so I don't know. And he does, I'm sure, have a big house.
Oh,
um, I
random
don't know.
random fun factoid here. Country boy for a large chunk of my life. Yeah, it's really crazy what bullets sound like at range if you're at a specific angle. Actually had a my uncle worked in a sketchy part of the Bay Area for a bit, and he was running a tractor that had like the grid chain almost grid around it, the protective grid, and he heard the
Mm.
like pink, punk, tink, tink, and he thought it was something wrong with the engine. No, there was somebody with a rifle across the freeway popping shots. He couldn't hear the gunshots. That was the sound of the bullets ricocheting off of the protected cage.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And like if we want to just stick to our lovely thing here, his employer basically was like, all right, you can take the day off, but I need you back tomorrow doing the same job.
Was your grandpa in like Vietnam or something? Like,
Oh, uncle in this case, but no, it was fucking Bay
oh,
Area,
okay.
California. Yeah, it was just actually, you know what I don't want to do is call it Bay Area, California, because I feel like there are some people who look at that and be like, oh, of course it's California, it's a shithole. No, it's an American big city that's a shithole. There are some of those in every single fucking state in this country because we don't take care of our people. But that's neither here nor there. Moral of the story, yeah, I could see being this dude walking through the house and being like, who the fuck's throwing rocks at my house at this time?
Yeah, and especially if like his so apparently it was mostly his front door that was shot up. And if his bedroom is in the back upper level of the big house that he's got, I'm sure he's got like a 3,100 square foot house at least. Yeah, dude, like I could totally understand how that wouldn't sound like bullets. And why the fuck would you even think that it would be?
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
if you are the CEO of an insurance company, by the way, this insurance company, every single article goes out of their way eventually to say something along the lines of blah blah blah. Safe Corporation, that's SAIF acronym.
oh,
Safe
okay.
Corporation is a publicly owned, not-for-profit workers' compensation insurance provider based in Oregon, established to serve Oregon business owners. No, sorry, businesses and workers. Safe focuses on providing affordable workers' compensation coverage while promoting workplace safety and injury prevention programs. Safe plays a significant role in state workers' compensation system. uh they do go out of their way to sort of like fluff it up a bit.
Yeah, but they
I'm not
also
saying that like
mention,
they don't do any of this, but
yeah,
this maybe I'm just like a little
no,
cynical and
you
I'm
should
just
be.
expecting things to be some kind
Yeah,
of propaganda at all points. This is also from insurancebusinessmag.com, so
they
salt
might
here,
be
you know,
biased.
big pinch.
Yeah.
So I don't know, they don't say anything out of line here. It just every article was almost verbatim this. That was the
Yeah.
thing. It was the trend of it. There's only
Well,
like 7 articles, by the way.
yeah. Well, and then Reddit threads because so I guess it wasn't full month ago. It was a couple weeks ago, but still, that's a chunk of time for our hungry media machine to miss out on this. But like, I would lean towards agreeing with you there. There is a bit of like fluffing it up because they also mentioned that he's in like a $1.6 million house. He's very well off for an insurance company that's
Oh,
apparently
I didn't
very,
hear that.
very
I'm not surprised at all, but
yeah.
yeah, no, I didn't hear
He's got a beautiful house. If you take a look at the pictures, he's famous for it now. The doors are
that.
boarded up. It's it's an
He's the
interesting.
only one with boarded up doors in his neighborhood, and he's probably the only black guy in his neighborhood too. So I don't know,
Oh no,
really,
oh no.
really bringing the home value down there, guy. Come on, get your shit together.
The All right, so here's I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat for a moment. Also, it feels weird
Sucks too.
showing my bare arms now because I'm not wearing long sleeves. But anyway,
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
what's
such a
going on with you,
slut.
man. I'm all long sleeved up here.
I'm such a slut. I'm sorry.
And it's 58 degrees outside.
Fuck you. It's freezing out here.
I told you I was almost chilly today. I was so close to being uncomfortable, dude. It was touch and go.
Or roll you in some snow. No, no. Okay. Tinfoil hat theory here for a moment. This guy might be a Luigi wannabe. He's not a Luigi copycat. Because assuming Luigi actually did it, because remember, we don't actually know at this point. We literally do not know. The courts have not decided, despite some weird maneuvers here, because you better damn well get a free trial. Spoiler alert
We'll
for
get to
anyone listening, like, you fuck that dude over, you're going to have riots in the street from both parties.
that.
But,
We'll get to that too.
yeah, but like, if it was Luigi, whoever actually did that assassination was researched, thorough, and efficient. 3 rounds, they knew exactly when to be there, they were quick and efficient getting in and getting out, they were concealing masks and all this good stuff. Like, that was an artful assassination for a rookie, assuming it is a rookie. This guy
Dude, the
just
first
started.
thing
Yeah,
not there yet.
yeah. This guy just plunked shots through a door in the middle of the night. There was no waiting. There was no attempt to actually do anything. Like, this guy's a bit of a scrub in comparison. I'm probably gonna get assassinated for this. Great, but like, I don't know. It's not the same level of quality. I wouldn't be shocked if he mistargeted a group that was less morally ambiguous than most insurance companies are in this. Because, like, also apparently, dude sent an email to the cops being like, "This is the email address of the person who did it." Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I'm cynical and I'm skeptical, and my brain is pretty fantastical. Okay, my imagination rather gets to run wild a bit. It's like it was just done for attention
It
or
is a little
something.
different, right? Because, like,
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, no one saw him. He just shut the door a couple of times, so he didn't intend on doing anything except maybe scaring him. Right. I
yeah,
have 2 points here where one is they did this to the CEO of a workers' comp insurance corporation, whatever. And then they prop it up as a company that is for the people. Like it's a blue collar. It's worth like 5 billion. They handle, let's see, or manages $5 billion in revenue. Safe insurance company does.
real
So
quick,
not really a small company.
what was the name of this company again?
SAIF. What is the acronym for? As many times as I've read this fucking here it is, State Accident Insurance Fund. So wouldn't it make sense that if they're trying to spin this company as if like it is an insurance for the people, and they did a pretty harmless thing, it was just to ruffle his feathers a bit. It's almost like an operation trying to quell the movement. Like, oh no, you guys are starting to get out of hand. You're starting to shoot insurance people that are actually out for you guys too. You're eating your own.
Yeah,
So that's one little avenue that I've thought about. But another thing is I've probably just listened to too many uh murder podcasts or something. But wouldn't it be kind of funny if it was him? He said he just sounded like rocks. And then it could have been him shooting it, and then it's just like, oh yeah, I guess it just sounded like. You ever seen 40-Year-Old Virgin? And they're like, why don't you just describe to us what the boob felt like? Well, it was like
yeah.
a bag of sand. That's what it reminds me of. Like he didn't have an answer for that, and then he backs it up with an email. It's like, look, the guy is crazy. He's sending you emails. He's got a VPN. Like I don't know what that. Well, I don't know what purpose that would serve, but it would be funny.
Give me a second. I need
You
to
got a
get through
thinking face there.
Glassdoor. I got to get through fucking Glassdoor because I vote we go take a look at Safe's Glassdoor and see if there's any trends in the reviews to see what are some of the employees saying about it. And from what I could see, it was like a 3.9-ish star rating, so it's definitely a little below what you'd hope, but I need to get past the like submit a salary.
Well, How the hell are you getting through Glassdoor? It's ironic that you have to get through Glassdoor because the point of the Glassdoor is to be able to see through it.
Eh,
Oh, that's
that's
clever, actually.
yeah,
I
no,
never
that's
thought of
absolutely.
why it was called Glassdoor in my life, but that's you're on the
Yeah.
outside looking in, being like, ah, that's what it's like to work
That's what it's
there.
like. Yeah, exactly.
You're
And
window
now,
shopping.
yeah, and I never thought about the irony of that. Of like that's literally their branding and what they want it to be, and they are not that anymore. That's like how LinkedIn was supposed to actually be a resume like builder, easy to apply to multiple jobs, like Steam games, but for jobs. And then it turned into the cesspool it is now. Uh,
Yeah, there's no money in hiring people. Silly Colin. There's only money in advertising that you're hiring.
You're right. You're
And the
right.
fucked up part is, honestly, now that I say that out loud, that feels more true than my mind wants it to be
Yeah.
because of ad revenue.
Yes. Yes. No, and like what I hate is that we do view employees as a line item and not a asset, you know? Oh
Well,
my
you can't claim assets on a what's it?
Oh, it's just there's
You look
so much they
disappointed.
ask for. It's so annoying. It's like just
Oh yeah, dude, you got to do a review. You got to fucking give your email and your phone number
oh
and
my
shit. Like,
god, my
but what they're
firstborn
doing is
child.
collecting data. That way, they know exactly who you are. If someone reaches out to them and is like, "Yo, what about this review right here?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, look at this fucking spreadsheet. His blood type's right here at the bottom." You don't know about that one, but it's okay. It's yours now.
Can you confirm for me
They
that
don't.
is the correct SAIF safe? Does that look like the right logo?
Chip Terhune, that is absolutely the
Uh-huh.
one.
All right. So let's have some fun with this shit.
Over here on my big screen.
Sort by popular. So, pro tip for anyone who's actually doing Glassdoor research: never trust the sort by popular. Glassdoor is also notorious for actually revealing things behind the scenes to the employers. For example, there have been multiple lawsuits involving people who were outed after leaving an anonymous review. So keep that in mind. But yes, anyway, most recent is going to be your handy dandy if you want to figure out what you're doing for work life. And then highest and lowest if you're trying to figure out goods and bads. Popular is basically fucking worthless. Anyhoozle. Oh yeah, and business owners can jump in and pad their own reviews. I'm over it now. Let's have some fun with the most recents. Great place to work.
I got
5 star.
very unemployable. Very, you got kind of got back to the roots there for a minute. Was not expecting that.
The more you know.
I mean, I knew they were fucked. I didn't know how.
Yes. No, it's a very sketchy thing. Like I knew friends who used to work for it, and then they ended up leaving because the company culture inverted. It went from let's talk about reality to like, yeah, for X amount of dollars, we'll pad the books. We'll make it look good for you. We can get rid of that bad review for you. Oh yeah, definitely. It was a threatening review. We'll get rid of it. You
You know
told
what?
us.
When we're big enough to sell out, I ain't gonna.
Fair. Oh, this is gonna
Like,
be a ride.
I don't need a lot to be happy. I think that's my greatest weapon.
It is. It's the power of all of us. We've been convinced that we're supposed to be having all
Just
of this
one star.
shit. Happy
Happy
washed work
washed,
environment riddled with toxicity. Pro, golden handcuffs
golden
to keep you
handcuffs.
quiet.
What's that
Insurance,
mean? They pay good
yeah.
or what?
They pay you so much you feel you can't
Um,
leave. You got the
I
racism and
mean, you know, there's
anti-BIPOC.
something to be said about that.
Oh no, it's a smart strategy. It's how a lot of things work. It's the modern feudalism. You can cut the racism and anti-BIPOC, anti-black, anti-neurodiverse energy with a knife. Oh, notice who's missing in leadership and know that there are no coincidences. The cronyism and nepotism suffocate the opportunities for new perspectives. Advice to management: CEO acts aloof to the toxicity that exists and runs from the responsibility of holding himself and the company's favorites accountable. Executives cover each other's tracks of wrongdoing. Employee relations is an abyss of incompetence.
That sounds fucking kind of standard issue, don't it?
Uh huh. That sounds like the average shitty leadership experience. Like, Okay, so
How? Hold on. When was this? So this was more than
December
a year ago,
31st.
or oh, there for more than a year.
Or no, less than
The
this is just a few months
oh, this
ago.
is yeah, this is holy shit. It's a couple months ago.
Yeah.
The fucking Chip Terhun's black.
Is he? I have no idea. All I know is he's a CEO.
I mean, I said that earlier. I am going to double check that
Yeah, yeah,
now
yeah. Please do.
because
Please do. I will keep scrolling.
no, he's not black. Who the fuck showed up in my search earlier? That wasn't black Chip Terhune. This guy's white as shit.
All right, now we're back to our roots. Rich white people fucking with things.
Okay. Damn
Um,
it. Damn it. I really wanted it to be more interesting than that.
no, no, we're in the stupid timeline, man. It's never that fun.
I have no fucking idea how I wound up with the conclusion that I added. Okay.
So I've worked at businesses where the culture was so toxic that people would slowly start to eke out Glassdoor reviews. But because a lot of people were aware of how Glassdoor actually operates, not a lot of negative reviews get through. So it usually tends to be the fuck it, roll the dice people. So it's kind of like being a naturalist. There may be 50,000 deer over a certain square footage, but you may find 2 to 3 deer skeletons a year. If you see something like this, it's a ripple of what's going on underneath. And like, it's just like when you join any company, shit gets weird fast. You join, you talk to some people. There's that one dude who's like, I'll tell you later. This
Yeah.
is that.
Yeah. He's usually the one that you want to cozy up to. He knows the ins and outs. He survived it so far.
Oh, yeah. Somebody just
Should
displaying
give
with
more
salary.
salary.
Fair enough.
We're
Fair
getting
enough.
mixed reviews here, honestly. We had golden handcuffs in the other, and this one
Ooh,
wants more money.
no.
But she also says, or they also say,
New Delhi.
I was going to
That's a
say,
contractor.
should give more money. That's not a
This is a contractor. So this is
good
very
English,
common.
is what I'm saying. Yeah.
This is very common right
Yeah.
now. The elite like to go to India to outsource things because they can pay a lot less. So like this is a very legitimate complaint in that lens, assuming that's true. We're kind of using the general aggregate data here of things.
What if they put tariffs on outsourced work
Oh,
instead
that
of
might be
outsourcing
smart.
goods?
That might actually be really fucking smart.
I mean, I have no
Damn.
idea, but
Damn. Because yeah, it would punish it because that's what tariffs do. Like fuck yeah.
yeah.
Fuck.
Huh. Ah,
So when are you gonna start running
solving the
for
world's
office?
problems one by one, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: we solved
In
behavioral
case you ever have a
problems.
problem with a sore knee, use code WORK10 at ZakaLife.com for all your CBD needs.
I used to be a salary man like you until I took a business book to the knee. So now I use Zaka Life. And that's not a
And
bit,
now
that's
he's
actually
pain
a
free.
code.
Again, code WORK10.
At ZakaLife.com. Okay, let's have some fun. We're going to sort by lowest rating and deep dive here. November 28th, 2023. Lie to your face. You don't pay for benefits. A
You don't
tax
pay
link.
for benefits. You know why you don't pay for benefits? It's because you're an insurance agent. You're technically a contractor. You're not an employee. You are actually technically a franchisee, not a contractor. But neither here nor there. That's why you don't pay for benefits, because you pay for them on your own. It's like being a realtor. You're a realtor for Coldwell Banker. You run your realty any way you please. Anyway, you could do a billboard, you could do an intense online marketing campaign, you could wrap a Tesla with your face.
Damn. I mean, like his senior
Yeah.
technical adjuster, like even if he is a salary person, he was there for 8 years. And then acts like it cares about its employees, but they don't. The new CEO is running this company into the ground. Overworked adjusters and people who are long-term employees getting fired with no warnings. That sounds like
You see,
Musk. Musk. Yeah, when did our dude start? Was it 2023, 2022?
you know what? I do believe it was Chip Terhune. Oh, Chip Terhune has been at the helm of SAFE since July 2021. Leading the Oregon-based workers' compensation insurance provider, which employs approximately 1,200 people and manages $5 billion in capital. Prior to this, his role at SAFE, he served as senior vice president and general manager for government programs at healthcare technology firm MedDecision. Whew.
And that's a
Let's see if it's
private
around there.
firm, just a paranoia.
Is it?
Yeah, like it's a firm that does something for the government.
Oh, so it's just a fucking contractor. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
He also spent
100%.
time. Here we go. Yeah, duh. So he spent time in public service too, holding the position of chief of staff to former Oregon Governor Ted Kulongoski.
That's how I got in. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then let's do a little data
Honestly,
experiment.
solid resume.
Let's do a little data experiment, shall we? We know that the most recent one was December 31st, 2024. We know the shooting happened relatively recently. We know this guy joined in 2021.
Yep, July.
All right. Let's see how many complaints are in
And
that
it was
window.
February 21st. So February
February 2021.
21st that the shooting happened, which
Okay.
was a
Oh,
week
gotcha.
ago,
Yeah.
week and change.
Two weeks ago, something like that. Okay, so we've got lie to your face, too political, terrible management, backstabbing overall culture. Uh, Coworkers are great, but department heads need work. Senior leadership is severely lacking. VPs are reactive rather than proactive. Very big problem. And do not provide any guidance to their departments. It's clear that some have never been VPs before and have no experience leading a team. Benefits are nothing special, and salaries are mediocre. Always talking about DEI, but senior leadership are the first to discriminate. Restructure
It's the
your
second
organization from the
one.
top down.
It's the second one that's mentioned discrimination pretty outright.
And like straight up saying that it's a toxic issue. Bad management, too many meetings, good benefits, remote option, easy work. Business and software solutions management is full of some of the worst managers I've ever seen. Interestingly, they are quite good at making themselves seem like good managers to the inexperienced professional. I would steer clear of this department at all costs. Terrible culture,
See,
ELT.
benefits are great. Now the other person, this must have been like this must have been office admin or something, an hourly employee, because like I said earlier, as an insurance agent, you typically don't get benefits like that.
Yeah. And I mean, like product management, so somebody who's actually developing the products themselves, how to market them, that would probably be a salaried or an hourly role. I bet you gold
I would be.
handcuffs is a buzzword behind, like, under their company culture.
It's I've noticed that too. Yeah, it seems to be. They definitely say that a lot when no one's looking
Oh yeah,
behind the desk. You know,
and like we're just scratching 2022 so far, and like that one review already covered a really good summary of it, right? That like the CEO is aloof, doesn't hold his team accountable, doesn't want to be responsible for any of it. Used to be great. Too many managers don't know what they're doing and trying to cover up mistakes. Listen to the workers who get the work done. This is a common theme in all of
holy
our shit.
shit, dude! I for as long as I can remember in a factory setting, I've been screaming at the top of my lungs that management doesn't listen enough to the floor staff because we're the ones that face the problems they're trying to solve every single day. We're the ones
Yes.
that have the experience they need to solve these problems. You can't understand a problem thoroughly until you fight it for 12 hours a fucking day for 6 straight months. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
fully on board with that point.
So this is our last 2021 one. And this is January, so I'm not sure when he started, if it was that
July.
July. So this is going to be pre
Hmm.
him. So he inherited a bad culture and did not improve it. Whole culture at SAIF is terrible. HR is very one sided and really bully their employees. That sounds like something we've all heard about before. Once they've
A lot of
received any complaint,
discrimination talking here.
oh yeah, they don't
Said
truly
that earlier too,
investigate
but
it.
damn, man.
They back you into a corner unless you do exactly as they say. Never mind the fact that you work hard or get promoted. They use a scare environment with their employees, and it's a stressful environment. If you are a yes ma'am kind of person, then this place could be for you. But if you ever think you want to have an opinion, stay clear. Would never recommend this employer to anyone. Listen to your employees. Yeah, no, this is indicative of an incredibly toxic work culture, and executives have the ability to make it better. It's wow, gosh, golly gee willikers, I'm really shocked that this shooting happened.
It's not the last one. I bet there's been more. I bet this is one of those things like you almost have to go into local newses, but you always have to go into like local news regions to find it. You have to go into like
Yeah,
Champaign, Illinois, and like San Antonio, Texas, and fucking who gives a shit in Nevada. Like you got to go into these regions, and actually see like read their paper. You got
yeah.
to read the Journal or the Herald of San Antonio, like because they're not put. I have a fun point. I have a fun little thought about this actually. So That's why I don't
Interesting.
misspeak.
Okay.
This is a bit of a fun one. So I got sound here. So if I wanted to end the CEO backlash as the heat around Mangione case was rising, I would send someone harmlessly shoot up a nonprofit workers' comp insurance company, but there's no news about it. So this makes me think. Fun thought here. Insurance CEOs lobbied to stage an attack on blue collar insurance company, blue collar $5 billion, but whatever. And
Small
media
mistake.
CEOs are squashing the story because insurance and media CEOs are beefing and we're caught in the middle of it. That's the only explanation to any of this.
Could be beefing. I'm gonna go with the CEOs are scared. I think they're trying to hide this information. And okay, this is the part that really disturbed me about kind of experiencing rich people life when I was younger. Because I've been to Bohemian Grove. I worked there. And it is a bunch of fabulously wealthy people who shoot the shit, hang out together. It's like a Disneyland for themselves. They talk. If they're all scared, you know that the executives over all of these news groups are getting calls and being like, hey, what do we do? Let's suppress this information. Let's make sure it doesn't get out. We don't want people to get ideas. This is dangerous enough as is. Let's try to make an example out of Luigi. Oopsies, that didn't work. Well, it turns out everyone agrees with him. So let's just not talk about it anymore. Because now we have two very similar incidents. One a stabbing, one a shooting. I can't say attempted shooting. He shot the door successfully. That we barely fucking hear about. There could be so many more, to your point, that are just not being talked about. It's just word of mouth.
We may have to look into this honestly because no one's reporting on any of it. They're controlling the information clearly. They don't want any of this getting out for the same reasons you just said because they are scared. They fucking know that we're approaching a tipping point. And three is a pattern, two's a coincidence. This is the third incident that we've heard about and that we're telling people about because no one else will fucking do it. This brings us to an excellent segue to start talking about MangieOnlyFans.com. Seriously, I'm just gonna.
Should just go buy that on GoDaddy before we post this.
Site can't be reached.
Is it purchased though? That's the question.
It just says it can't be reached. Luigi Mangione fans can't be reached either.
Give me a second.
Yeah, you're way better at this. It's kind of right up your alley.
He's available for a penny.
No, do it right the fuck right now.
Hold on, Luigi Mangione.
Do it live. Share the. Well, no, don't do that. Actually,
No,
I have to put like details in.
No, but
I was just like, nah, that'd be such a cool thing to do, though.
I'm absolutely.
Really a tax write-off. This is.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but yet, check out our Kickstarter and use code WORK10 at ZakaLife.com. Save 10% on all your CBD needs. That's ZAKAH life.com. Eventually, we'll have more ads to plug while Colin makes live online purchases.
Don't mind me. Oh my god.